Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto News Simplified. My name is Ali, and today is March 28th, 2022. We're almost done with the month. So yeah, if you guys are into crypto like me, then you're pretty excited because the market's been going up. Everything's in the green. Bitcoin is climbing, and people are hoping that it's rallying. And they released the Fear and Greed Index, and right now it's at 60, which is a level of almost full greed. And this is the first time it's entered the greed zone since November 16th of last year. So this is really awesome. I recommend everyone, you guys go over your portfolios, make a list of what you want to cash out when you have a chance to take profits. Definitely take profits. I've learned lessons over the year. A coin would go up and I never took the profit because I was saying to myself, it's gonna keep going, it's gonna keep going, and then it starts falling, and I said, oh well, it's gonna go back. When it goes back to what it was, then I'll cash out. And I never cashed out, and I've lost out on money because of that. Because of greed. You always want more, but if you have an opportunity, take it. So definitely learn how to take profits and learn how to buy back when the market goes back down because it's always going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. And up next for our news, this is a huge piece of news coming from Coinbase. They are now requiring full names and addresses of recipients when you send Bitcoin off the exchange from Canada, Singapore, or Japan. So basically, if you're in one of these three countries, you buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, the exchange, and you go to send it to your wallet or send it to a friend's wallet or send it to another exchange. Before Coinbase lets you send it, you have to fill out the information of who it's going to and why. This is absurd. I don't agree with this. I imagine this will eventually be coming to the US. Coinbase is a US company. I don't know why they're doing this, but I don't agree with it at all. So I definitely will be using a different exchange in the future. Um, I'm all for privacy, and I don't believe that they have a right, they shouldn't have a right to do this. And, so Coinbase is doing that. And now we have the EU to vote on revised regulation targeting crypto transfers. So the EU is expected to vote on Thursday about regulating unhosted wallets. So basically trying to not freeze, but trying to stop people from sending cryptocurrencies to wallets that aren't identified. They want to know where all this money's going, who's holding what, for tax purposes, and just government just all up in your business. Unfortunately, we really don't have freedom anymore. Um, and this is something that we're going to see with the central bank digital currencies that every country is working on. You're going to see that your money's going to be controlled on a whole nother level, and you won't have any privacy. They will know every single transaction you're doing, and they'll be able to block any transaction they don't approve of. They'll be able to blacklist certain coins or certain wallets based on your social credit or based on, your standing in society and all that. So this is definitely coming with the central bank digital coins, and they're scared of crypto that is anonymous. Bitcoin is pseudo-anonymous, meaning that it's anonymous, but you can figure it out. There are companies that sit there studying the blockchain, but you can tie wallets to certain people based on when they offload and onload their money. So if I buy Bitcoin on Coinbase and I send it to this wallet, and then when Bitcoin goes up, I send the Bitcoin back to Coinbase and cash out. Obviously, that wallet I had sent it to and received back from belongs to me. So that's what I mean by pseudo-anonymous, that Bitcoin can be tracked. There are other coins. A very popular one is Monero, which is a privacy coin that it's impossible to track who holds what. The transactions are completely private, and the U.S. government has a bounty on that on that blockchain. I forget what it is. It's like 100 million or something. But anyone that can crack Monero's code and hack the blockchain, excuse me, to reveal the transactions. So governments aren't happy about privacy coins. I personally am a fan of privacy coins. There's a lot out there. There's Monero, there's Zcash, there's Secret, there's I think Pirate Coin. There's a ton out there. So if you guys are into that, I recommend you look it up. But yeah, everyone wants to regulate crypto. I'm not surprised. And this I saw, this I actually liked. U.S. lawmakers introduced e-cash bill and new push to create a digital dollar. So this would be different than a CBDC. They don't want to create a blockchain like per se, their own coin, their own currency on their own blockchain. What they're looking to do is create just a digital dollar that would provide privacy and anonymous transactions. So they're saying that they wouldn't be able to track where you spend your money. It would be like using cash. You know, the tokens that you would be given, the tokens would represent the US dollar. And just like your normal US dollar is labeled, you know, if you look at your US dollar, it has a code on it so that they know where it was printed, when it was printed, and so the eCash digital token would be like that, um, where you could spend it at a convenience store and they wouldn't know. Um, and if you lose your wallet, then you just like lose the cash that's in there. You know, like if you lose your phone or something. Um, so I think that's pretty cool. I like it. It seems to be a lot less invasive than the CBDC, because the CBDC can be programmed to do so many more things than be just money. Um, like for example, it could like it literally can be programmed not, you know, they could program it where you can't use it if you didn't get your for example your COVID shot. Let's say that if you didn't go get the new booster shot, now you can't spend your money because the CBDC hasn't updated. You haven't updated it with your vaccine information. So things like that, you know, that are very scary that they can do with these coins. But with this is more just like a computer program. I would have to read the actual act. It's called the Electronic Currency and Secure Hardware Act, or eCash Act. And another thing, this is coming from the Treasury Department. So they're saying that they have jurisdiction over creating a digital dollar over the Federal Reserve, which is also amazing because I personally do not like the Federal Reserve. It is a private bank, and it's the biggest scam ever. But with this, maybe we could bring money back into the hands of the people. I doubt it will pass, but it seems really cool. I'm going to be reading the bill this week to fully understand it, but I thought this was really interesting, and it's cool that there are uh, senators out there and congressmen out there who are for freedom and privacy, and that looks like they want to find alternative ways to a CBDC. So, so far I'm a fan of this. Again, I'm going to read the bill and I'll probably do an update for you guys later this week, but I'm curious to see exactly how this is going to work. Up next, Coinbase again in the news. They are to buy the 2.2 billion Brazilian unicorn behind Mercado Bitcoin. So, or Mercado, I guess, Mercado Bitcoin. They're the largest cryptocurrency exchange in Brazil, and it's being reported that Coinbase is looking to buy it. So Coinbase just branching out and just doing its thing. So I think they want to compete with Binance. Binance again is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. So yeah. Up next, Russia. This is old news from last week, but I didn't make videos. I apologize. Like Thursday and Friday. But this was pretty big news. Russia is considering selling its oil and gas for Bitcoin as sanctions intensify from the West. So this isn't the first time a country's evaded sanctions by dabbling in crypto. North Korea, Iran, those are two just off the top of my head that do deal in Bitcoin and trading cryptocurrencies to get around US sanctions. So yeah, so it looks like Russia's doing the same, and trying to uh, they've really been trying to gear up their infrastructure to handle cryptocurrency, like their laws and their regulations to be more accepting towards it, because it's a way to evade sanctions by the West and Western countries. And they've also been selling their oil in their ruble, which is pretty big news. So last year, I think around October, I wouldn't say October, sometime in the fall, Russia actually dropped the US dollar. They dropped it from their reserves, and they took it off their books, and they replaced it with other currencies and other assets like gold and minerals and stuff like that to back up their ruble. Um, So that was big news when that happened. And now they're looking to trade exclusively in the ruble and Bitcoin. So it's definitely a new world. This isn't good for America. If you guys don't know what the petrodollar is, I definitely recommend you look into that. But the petrodollar is failing. Um, and it's just we as Americans are in a bad financial situation with our money, and our government, well, yeah, our government is just doesn't know how to budget or how to spend money efficiently, so it's not good for us. But this was pretty big news. Um, I also had another one. Yeah, right here. So, Russian Deputy Minister of Energy has urged the government to legalize Bitcoin and crypto mining. So, again, this just shows you how, Russian politicians and stuff are pushing to make crypto more a part of their infrastructure. I imagine the government will probably start mining. It just seems like it would make sense. Um, because again, Bitcoin is just it's a universal currency. Anyone in the world that has access to internet can use Bitcoin and can have a level playing field of financial stability, and you also don't have to worry about sanctions. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Up next, we have this was big news too. PUBG developer teams up with Solana Labs to launch play to earn crypto games. So, PUBG is one of the biggest video games out there, along with Fortnite and everything. And so now they're announcing that they will be building cryptocurrency games on Solana. So this is big news, and I look forward to seeing what they come out with. Cryptocurrency games will be the biggest thing in 2 to 3 years. Once they really start coming out with AAA games, everyone will be playing to earn for sure. And up next, we have Avalanche launches $100 million creator fund with Grimes and Web3 platform open. So, Grimes, the chick that Elon Musk was married to, she wants to create a children's book metaverse, intergalactic children's metaverse book, which is just weird. I'm not a big fan of Grimes. I think she's a little dark and weird. Um, so I definitely won't let my child play with this at all in this intergalactic metaverse. But it just shows you how Avalanche is really growing, and people are spending money on it. Again, guys, I don't think any one blockchain will be the winner of them all. These blockchains are like operating systems now. People are building programs and applications on them, and they're all competing for first place. And right now, Ethereum is top dog for smart contracts. But we will see, I think, like 10 blockchains that will, rule them all. And I don't think there will be one, but Avalanche definitely is up there. Solana, Luna, there's a lot of great ones. So yeah, so I'm a fan of Avalanche. And speaking of Luna, we have Terra Luna has bought an extra $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So if you guys didn't know, Terra Luna is basically like the coin was created to create a decentralized stable coin. So the stable coins are backed by the price of Terra. And besides just being backed by that, the Terra Foundation has started buying Bitcoin to help keep the peg of the UST stablecoin. So I hope that makes sense. But when a stable coin like Tether or USDC, those are centralized coins and they're tied to the US dollar, meaning that the company the company always keeps it at a 1-to-1 ratio. But whereas UST is pegged to the dollar, that means that it can't fall below the dollar, but it could rise above. So whereas $1 could equal 1.2 UST, and I believe that's where it's at right now. It's somewhere around there. Um, so now Do Kwon, excuse me, Do Kwon of the Terra Foundation, he stated that Terra Luna will be the biggest purchaser and holder of Bitcoin, the foundation. And so, yeah, so they just bought an extra 1 billion. They've been buying it up, and they have plans to buy more. So a lot of people are saying this is the reason for the rally that's happening. If so, that's great. Either way, I'm happy. And speaking of the Terra Foundation, guys, you can go to this website, agora.terra.money, and you can read about more into Terra and read about the proposals that they have. Now, a lot of these cryptocurrencies aren't fully decentralized. A lot of them are centralized. I'm trying to think, for example, Binance Coin, Binance Chain, BNB, they are a centralized blockchain. So they decide what they're going to do to the blockchain, how they're going to upgrade it, and they implement it. With Terra, it's they're aiming to be, fully decentralized. So there is a proposal out for the Bitcoin reserve pool on how the Terra Foundation should hold it, how they should use it and implement it to keep the peg of the UST. So you can go and read this proposal. It's, it has to do with economics if you're into that. Honestly, it's a little above me. Um, but this is just saying how they plan to keep the peg of UST so that it doesn't fall below the dollar. So you guys can read this, you can vote on it, you can comment on it if you understand it and you want to make changes to it. So again, this is on agora.terra.money, and the official Terra Luna account foundation tweeted out this, so you guys can definitely read it there. And for our last piece of news, the Indian government has charged 11 Bitcoin and crypto exchanges with tax evasion. Tax evasion, sorry. So that's pretty big news. India has been wishy-washy on crypto. I think they had complete banned it last year. Then they said, okay, we'll allow some of it. And then they said no mining. And then they said, okay, some mining. They're kind of like China, back and forth with it. So now they're charging 11 crypto exchanges with tax evasion. So I imagine it's the top exchanges, but it could be smaller ones. So yeah, it's just governments, just they really don't know what to do with crypto. They don't know how to track it properly, and it's funny seeing different countries' reactions to it. I'm happy that the US has been more open to it, but I'm not happy that if they want to crack down on it. I just wish they would make the taxes here a lot easier. But that's basically it for today. I will be back again tomorrow. Again, I apologize I didn't make or not movies, but make videos last week. But please like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Follow me on Instagram. I post content there every day. If you guys are confused on stuff, I can further break it down for you. And with that, have a great night.